Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we have influencer agency owner Ashley Vincent. Her clients go viral and she helps brands, influencers, small accounts, big accounts make moolah through social media. So welcome, Ashley.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here and to be reconnected after so long.
So good. Yes, we've been Facebook friends for probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You're living in Hawaii, living the dream. You figure this thing out. So give us today some like tips. Like how can people are watching here, they're speakers or authors or coaches, they're trying to grow online. And there's a secret sauce to this, right? And not everybody is like I would say, I mean, I'll give away my age. I'm 49. Like this is not just come easy. I didn't come out of the
Yeah.
womb with a computer. I had to learn how to I had to learn how to type on a typewriter. I went to typewriting class. So like I don't
I
know if
love
there's
that.
other people who are my age and older watching this, but you have this magnetism and this ability to help your clients. So give us some of your best tips to help us. Like if I wanted to go viral today, what would be the secret sauce?
Well, first of all, you need to be on TikTok, which I know you are. So
Yes.
kudos to you for that, for taking that risk. First of all, I would tell anyone, especially in your age group, even mine, I'm 39, I'll be 40 next year.
Mhm.
We cannot fear TikTok. The trends start on TikTok. So that's the
Yes.
biggest piece of advice is pay attention to what's going on over there because the kids know what's up.
Right.
But it is not just the kids on there, which is amazing. Like you can find ideal clients on TikTok, but I think in terms of going viral, you want to look to what's happening on TikTok for the trends. Like the latest
Mhm.
one at the time of this recording is the demure trend. And
Yes.
that started on TikTok. And I
Yep.
knew this was going viral just because of the amount of times back to back I saw videos about it on my For You page. So, like, tip number one, go to your For You page, scroll, even though other experts might tell you not to scroll. I'm going to tell you to
Yeah.
scroll because when you scroll, you can see what's happening. You're not mindless scrolling, you're watching for patterns. So you'll see
Mhm.
a pattern. And I saw demure, demure, demure. And I was like, huh, this seems to be trending because it keeps being talked about. And that's something you take note of and then you act on it immediately.
Mhm.
Don't doubt that intuition. When you hear something being replayed again and again and again, have that signal to you that this might be viral. Whether it is or not, I'm going to act on it now because I want to be a part of that virality.
So how was one? So like I saw it last week, and I use a trending audio of Demure on my Instagram. I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't go viral though.
Yes. And so look, it's not guaranteed because timing is a huge part of it. So one of my influencers on my roster, she went viral 3 times in a row using a demure audio on Instagram. As I mentioned, trends start on TikTok. So if you can
Yep.
hop on it on TikTok first, amazing. They usually transfer over to Instagram afterwards. If you get in on Instagram at the right time using the right audio, what I suggest is an audio with under 1,000 uses that's trending, which you can see with that little arrow that points to the right, you know? So you find the audio on Instagram that is trending, ideally under 1,000 uses, jump in there. The chances of virality are so much higher. This is what my influencer did. The sound she used, I think when she used it, it only had 10 uses, like really low, but it was trending. So, of course, her video right now, I think, is sitting at 2.5 million views. Mega. And for anyone listening that's like, yeah, she's an influencer, it's easy for her. She had under 3,500 followers on Instagram. She's an influencer on TikTok. She has 30.2 thousand, I believe, um, on TikTok, but
Wow.
she's trying to grow now on Instagram. That's our strategy. How do we grow on Instagram? Well, she got in on this trend. Now she has increased her following by over 1,000 followers, I'm pretty sure, and it's continuing to grow because her videos are continuing to go viral. 3 videos in a row because she used this trending sound that was under 1,000 uses and used it again and again.
Oh, again and again. Okay.
Yes,
I'm loving what you're saying under because I use one that had like under 11,000 and I got 2,000 views.
that's not bad.
So yeah, it's not bad. So let's talk about like the caption.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like what's a secret sauce.
Man, so like let's use her keep using her as an example. Her caption was so simple And it kind of is a right place at the right time. So this influencer of mine, she's a beauty influencer. She posts a lot of hair videos. Well, there was a demure trending sound about like, look at my hair. I keep it a nice modest length. My influencer has crazy long hair, so it was entertaining because she's using an audio about like a modest length hair. She already does hair videos, so that worked for her. But her caption was literally just like very cutesy, very demurtsy. I think that's all she wrote,
Yeah.
and she put like a little pink bow. So captions I
Mm,
don't think are that important. Let's be honest. I don't think many people are reading them. I
right.
think they're important if you're a business owner. Like my captions are obviously different than someone who's trying to go viral captions in the influencer space because I just keep them very simple with call to actions. But for influencers, I find they're literally writing whatever and it doesn't matter because people aren't really looking at the captions.
And are you suggesting on the actual video, putting copy on the video?
She had copy on the video. I would put trending words on the video. Yes. So demure, of course, was a trending sound. It was a trending audio. She wrote like very demure on the video because SEO is going to pick that up. It's going to pick up those words that are on your video, right? So if that's a trending word, absolutely add it to the video. But the text has to make sense. I mean, if there's not a place for text on your video, don't put it. I don't think
Mhm.
those little tricks of like hiding the words off screen, I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think they actually work. I think that's kind of just like a myth, like, oh, put in all these like SEO words and scroll them off the screen. I don't think that makes a
Mhm.
difference. If it's something that's trending, if the word is trending, add it to your video if it makes sense. We don't want to look ridiculous, you know?
I love that. So funny. Well, I'll tell you what, let's talk about just how could someone that who wasn't even really an influencer, the person who came up with Demir, right? And like to me, I love this culture, this moment we're in. Let's just get the good part out of it. And the good part is someone's life can change overnight. I
Yeah.
mean, it can happen so fast. I met this one lady and Will Smith did a duet with her. She had her crazy video and then he was doing it. And then boom, she's in Newsweek and she's in this and that. And like things can happen really fast.
Mhm.
So, what is your thought on how do we become that person who becomes like the Demure lady? They are now on Jimmy Kimmel, Netflix, like they
Yeah.
have gone off. It's so amazing.
It is so amazing. What I like to say is some people will have a viral video and they think it's a fluke. And what
Mm.
often happens, I started as a life coach, so I pay attention to all the things. They go into freeze mode and they go into fangirl. I have a term I call fangirl mode where you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Whether you get a brand deal or you're talking to a big brand, like you go into fangirl where you're so excited and you almost lose yourself because of that excitement. Like you're like a fangirl at the front row of the Taylor Swift concert, like losing her mind. You got to
Yeah.
chill out. Like you got to ground yourself, come back to yourself, and don't lose focus of what you're doing because what often happens is if you have a video go viral, you freak out and you're like, oh my gosh, I went viral. What does this mean? What do I do? And then you freeze and you don't take
Mhm.
action and you don't do anything and then guess what? You never go viral again. And you're like, oh, that was a fluke. Oh, whatever. It will never happen to me again. You can go
Mhm.
viral, as I've already mentioned, again and again and again. My influencer went viral 3 times back to back. She only had under 3,500 followers because she capitalized on that virality. I didn't let her stay stuck. She wanted to.
Mhm.
She also thought she was going to look annoying when I was like, hey, can you post another video almost identical to that first video? Why? We know it worked. Let's try it again. That's what you've got to do. But you might have the response, just like my influencer. Oh gosh, is my community going to think I'm annoying? I'm posting almost the same video. Are they going to think I'm weird? She had all these thoughts in her head. I was like, no,
Mhm.
acknowledge your thoughts, but put them aside because you're here to blow up. You want to be a mega influencer.
Yes.
So try it again. She went viral again. The next day, I was like, oh, hey, it's me. Want to try it again? She's like, yep, let's do it. She had lost the fear. Let's go. Third viral video in a row. So it's like, you've
Cool.
got to just move. You can't be stuck in that place of analysis paralysis. Even if you're a
Mhm.
small creator, like it's absolutely possible for you, but you've got to keep moving. What I
Mhm.
suggest is capitalizing on the viral trends, on the viral videos. My influencer ended up posting a fourth video because I wanted to keep trying, right? We've got to try,
Yeah.
we've got to experiment. You can't be afraid to look stupid. Her fourth video did not go viral. So then that's when we stopped using that audio. We said, okay, this audio has run its course. You're not going to go
Mhm.
viral with it again. However, what I want you to do is keep posting on Instagram. You've trained the algorithm now to
Yeah.
show that you create viral content. So the last thing you want to do is be like, ah, I'm done. Like viral videos are over. Time to chill. No, it's time to amp up your posting on Instagram.
I love this. Okay. I'm just so curious. How did you become this person who recognizes these patterns and trends and can help other people?
I don't know. Honestly, it's just so funny how it all happened. I started, as I said, as a life coach. Then I started building a business on Instagram, but I wasn't like new. I was doing it when everyone was doing it in 2020. Like lockdown happened. I was like, let's freaking go. I'm going to show up online. But the way I was showing up was in such a heart centered way. And it just became so natural to me that people were drawn and were like, Ashley, what are you doing? Like, how are you doing this so naturally, effortlessly, heart
Mhm.
centered? Like, tell us your ways. So I was like, okay. So I started teaching social media in 2020. I was more focused on engagement. At the time, I was like, I'm an engagement queen. Like I had crazy engagement on my page at that time when people were struggling because it just became so it just came so natural to me. Then I swayed for a little while. Back in the day, I had corporate experience with product-based businesses, and I had dabbled in marketing and PR and never thought anything of it until all the shifts happened in my online business. I went back to get a part-time job because we all know the struggle of entrepreneurship. And part of that part-time job was influencer marketing, where I dove headfirst into studying the influencer world from the brand side. So helping brands find influencers. All the while, I'm just like involved in all of what's happening online, starting to learn about it again, and was like, oh,
Mhm.
wow, I can really help people with this because I understand it and it feels really effortless to me. So then that's how I dove back into influencer marketing, really helping people with their social media, especially the older people, which is funny. Like, obviously, because I'm a little bit older than your Gen Z. So older people are drawn to me. Like, I have an influencer on my roster. She's 52 and she's like, I want
Mhm.
to do this. Like, so I have this way of just helping them do it in a way that feels better, that feels easier, that doesn't feel as like, oh my gosh, like I can't because I just don't
Right.
understand it. It's like, no, no, let's help you understand it.
I love this. So, what are some of your keys for engagement? Because that is something that people struggle with.
I'm struggling. I mean, nowadays I struggle more than I did before. At the same time, I will say I don't prioritize it as much.
Mhm.
Um, because sure, engagement is one thing. And if you want to be an influencer, absolutely. If you want to get brand deals, absolutely. But if you're simply a business owner trying to get sales, engagement honestly doesn't really matter. Like, I don't have that high engagement, but I have people filling out my applications, buying my course. Like, things are still happening, but the best
Mhm.
way to get engagement is to give engagement. That's always been it for me. And it was
Mhm.
back in 2020, and I still think it's true. The more you pour out to someone else, the more they'll pour back into you. So, really
Mhm.
fostering engagement that way by genuinely commenting on what other people are doing. As a result, they're going to want to come
Right.
back and engage with what you're doing.
Because I've noticed since Facebook created the like, the thumbs up, the like, the love, the wow, the anger, and the
Yeah.
caring, people are lazy. They don't really comment anymore. They just do a thumbs up, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's been a shift there. Okay, so talk to me about how can brands get influencing deals? Should I say that opposite?
Influencers get brand deals.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
I can do both. I help brands get influencers and influencers get brands. But I think
right.
the most people probably listening want to know how to get deals with brands. It's really so simple. And to me, I'm like, come on, why aren't you all doing this? If you are creating content consistently, that's number one. Number two, if you're creating good content, because let's be real, it's got to be good. It doesn't have to be like professional, high level, but it's got to be good. So you're creating content consistently, it's good. You reach out to brands. That's literally all you do. You send them an email. You ask them for a collaboration and that's it. Like it's actually that simple.
So simple. So you mentioned something about consistency, and I think I know the answer, but for those of us watching, how many, when you say consistency, especially for your influencer, she didn't just like post and ghost,
No.
she kept it going. So what do you recommend per day?
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people hate me for this, but I just always ask you, what is your goal? If your goal is growth, we are at a time where you need to post more. If you want to grow, you've got to
Mhm.
post more. It's as simple as that. Everyone wants the answer of like, oh, just a few times a week is fine. A few times a week is not fine if you're looking to grow. If you want to maintain as you are, okay, post a few times a week. But if you're telling me, Ashley, my goal is to blow up, my goal is to grow, then I'm going to ask you to increase your frequency. By that, it depends what you're doing. I have another influencer. She wasn't even posting consistently every day. So I said, look, I'm not going to ask you to post 3 times a day if you haven't even been posting every single day, because that's going to be too much. You're not going to
Yeah.
maintain it. I want you to maintain this. So if you're not even posting once a day, you need to post every day. If you're already posting
Mhm.
every day, post twice a day. TikTok, I suggest 3 times a day if you
Yeah.
can, if that's close to where you currently already are, because then it's going to be a habit that you'll hopefully maintain.
Yeah, I agree. That's, I think 3 times a day. And it's funny because you might think, oh, I post a lot, but I recommend for my clients, and even this is what I do, is I actually tally up how many did I do in a week.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you think, oh, I posted so much. Oh, I posted 4 times.
Yeah.
So having the habit, how do you help people actually habitualize this?
Well, stacking habits is something that I love. I read that. I forget who
Oh
it
yeah.
is in this moment, but you know that book.
Yeah.
The
There are a lot
habit
of good.
stacking. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, how do we stack this on to something that you're already doing? Like that's what I do for myself. In the mornings, I eat breakfast and I post on Instagram. Like it's just clockwork. Breakfast goes to an Instagram post. Like that is my routine. So stack it onto a part of your routine. If you're posting a few times a day, what piece can you stack it onto? Can you put it in your
Hmm.
calendar? Like I don't need this at this point, but one of my influencers did. I said, put a calendar invite for a certain time of day where this is where you're going to post. And that's like a
Hmm.
meeting that you've got in your calendar and you have to post and you do it. It's like put these visual cues or visual reminders so you make sure that you're doing it. But ideally, you've planned it ahead so you're not frantic in the moment. It's like
Right.
you've got that post ready to go. Like I wake up and it's not like I'm eating breakfast and making my post. My post is ready. I post after I eat my
You
breakfast.
drafted it the day
That's it.
before
The
or the
night
week
before,
before.
before I go to bed, it's like end of day, end of work, right? You make
Yeah.
sure that you've completed everything that you want for the next day. So it's less stress. So the next day I'm like, yep, my posts are ready to go, at least for the morning, if I'm not that
Yes.
prepared. So that way I can just bing, bing, post them out.
That's the key, the drafts. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about stories. What are your thoughts on stories? Because really,
Yep.
when I post a story, it's like people I'm friends with, right?
Yeah.
That I know in real life they're watching, but not strangers.
No, stories are not for reach. Stories are for nurturing. Stories are for sales. If you're selling something, stories are for the most intimate people that are following you. So I love them. I think everyone should be using them, but these are like really the hot leads, the people that are most interested in you. You do not create stories for other people. Also, stories shouldn't be like reels. I see a lot of people like posting these long, long, long videos in their stories. How are people watching stories? They're literally watching it like this. Bing, 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 bing.
Right.
Like that thumb is on rapid fire or index finger, but like just tapping through those stories so fast. Like don't put some crazy long reel type video in there. I find that text is also doing better in stories so people can just quickly read it.
Huh?
I am a queen of like face to camera. I love talking. I love being on
Yeah.
camera. So for me, that's really hard to shift from like talking stories. But I have to also pay attention to my behaviors. When I'm watching stories, I'm really not listening for that long. I am doing kind of like that
Hmm.
tap to get to the next story. So if you can have text, even if you are talking, that
Yeah.
way people can quickly see what you're saying and not have to listen to you or read all like the subtitles.
That's good. I love this. Okay, that's super helpful. Now, let's talk about, you're saying it's easy. We are consistent. We send emails. What do we say in the email? If
Oh,
and like, who would be an example like that you would reach out? Like, where do you find their emails? How do you research? How do you know? Is it,
Yes.
oh, I love this. I went to this new store. So, hey, I'll wear your top. Is that what you say? Hey, I'll wear your
I hear
top.
you. This is awesome. So, shameless plug, I created a course that has all the how. Like my course shows you workshop style, like it's me in the trenches, like here's how to find the email, here's what to say, here's how to send it. So I have all that inside my course. But
Oh,
let's do
nice.
like a super quick rundown. I created a pitch method, the ALM pitch method, Ashley's Light Media. That's my company. So PITCH, 5 components of every pitch. The P, you open with a personalized opening, personalized about the person. So I'll use my water bottle. They always get shameless plugs because I have it everywhere. This brand is called Beaker. I'm not a Stanley girl. So I would say, hey, Beaker team, I'm obsessed with your bottles. I'm not interested in Stanley. I don't care what the other girls say. I carry these beakers everywhere. That's my personalized opening. Then I go into an introduction. So the I in pitch. I'm Ashley. You can find me on Instagram at Influencer Manager Ash. I run an influencer marketing agency. That's it. Short and sweet, who I am. T, tie in. Why am I reaching out to them? Like, I need to, like, okay, cool. I'm Ashley. I like your stuff. So what? I'm reaching out because I'd love to propose a social media collaboration. That's it, to the point. PIT, C, capabilities. What are my capabilities that I can bring to you? I have a highly engaged following of 150 people. They're always asking me where I buy my products, and I'm always sending them links. So I tell them
Mm,
these capabilities that I have. That's the C. Then we end with the H, hypothetical question. This is an if I would you question. The biggest no-no for me, if I see you doing this, I will cringe till the cows come home. Never end your email with, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Look forward to hearing from you. No, we end it with a hypothetical question, which is, if I could create highly engaging and converting content for you, would you be interested in discussing a collaboration? You can say that in a million different ways. I also include
mhm.
these in my program. But the point is, you want to end it on that question. It elicits a response from someone. It gets them to want to respond right away. Like, ooh, she's willing to create highly engaging and converting content for me. Yeah, I want to work with her.
Mhm. So good. And so what kind of price point do you say, hey, slide me 50%, 10%? Like, do you then negotiate?
No, so we don't say anything about money, not right away. And ideally, what we're looking for, what I teach everyone, is to get a flat rate. So there are
Mm,
many different types of collabs and partnerships. Also, walk you through that in the course. But what I want and what we go for in my world is a paid partnership. A paid partnership is where you're paid a flat rate for a collaboration. Why do we want that? I mean, you're putting in the work to create a video, you're doing something, you're giving them marketing material. There should be a price attached to that, not this like commission or something like that, because that's
mhm.
having to work and do like a performance based kind of thing
Yeah.
versus you're already doing the work to create the content. So I want you to be paid for the content.
So what would be like a ballpark on that?
How much to charge?
Yeah.
It really depends. So all of this is dependent on your follower size, how high the quality of your content is, what your engagement is like,
Mhm.
the type of brand, the size of brand really does matter as well. Like Nike obviously has a way bigger budget than like the local store down the street that creates skincare products. The skincare
Right.
brand down the street might not even have a budget, and Nike could probably pay millions for an ad. So it depends
Yeah.
also on who the brand is as well.
Well, give me an example of one of your influencers.
Yeah. So I have an influencer couple. They have 155,000 followers on Instagram. Ideally, I'm asking for 2,600 for a reel for them.
Oh my gosh. And
And
they,
then
I
I've
love,
had smaller ones. Smaller ones, though, have made even as much as 1,000 for a reel. When I say smaller, they have in the tens of thousands of followers.
and so how many people are looking at their reel? Like,
The
what's
ones
their
with
reach on their reel?
150,000 actually have an average view count, which is very important as well. Brands will look at the average views on your videos. They have averaging 100,000 views per video. For such a
Mhm.
small, I want to say smaller following, because 100,000 video views with 100 following. Like that's actually incredible to have
Yeah.
that many views on your videos when you have 100,000. I have influencers and I've just seen influencers with millions of followers that don't even get hundreds of thousands of views. So view count is sometimes even more important than follower count.
That is amazing. So step number one, people have to create engaging, consistent content.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the currency of attention and
Oh, yeah.
creativity.
Yes. It has
What
to
are
be
some
engaging.
tips? What are some tips for people to actually create good content?
I think if you want to be an influencer as well, like have products in it. Um, show what you're doing, like using products. Like let's just use an example of the most basic, like get ready with me videos instead of
Right.
just like basic, really show products in there. Like show the products that you're using
Yeah.
because brands want to be able to see their product in your content. So they're going to look at your content. And if there's never products and it's just your face, they're going to be like, okay, well, how would this person ever incorporate products in their video?
Mhm.
Because they never have it. So that's to get attention of brands. But one way is to look at what's working. Like we have all heard the term don't reinvent the wheel. This is not
Mhm.
to copy someone, but it's like, what are the things that are
Yeah.
popular? And how do you apply it to your niche? How do you make it uniquely you? And alongside of that, who are you? You have to know who you are and you have to know what you represent and you have to know who your audience is. And then you show up from
Mhm.
that place of genuine, like, this is me. And don't try to be anybody else. Like, put out those things that feel weird or quirky or like something that you might be a bit intimidated to put out. But if that's really you, then that's going to be entertaining. People come
Mhm.
online, they want to be educated, they want to be entertained, they want to feel
Mhm.
something. So is your content doing that?
Emotion.
Make sure your content is doing that.
So good. I mean, I hope everyone watching is just understanding like the gold mine that we're sitting on here in this currency. It's a creator economy, and
Yeah.
that like it's not your grandma and grandpa's economy anymore. It's not like
No.
I mean, I'm going on a tangent, but it's not like go to high school, go to college, get a secure job, and retire with your pension. Like this is an entirely different way. And I look at, just a side note, like I have a little 12-year-old, and what she and her friend, when they have play dates, they will do videos. Okay, they
Wow.
don't post it anywhere, but they've been doing this for like 8 years. They don't even, she just got watching YouTube recently, but they will be like, and so this, and I mean, that is how they communicate now, is
Yes.
through performance. And then they do this like with their nails and
Oh my gosh, I love yes, when they're all touching the bottles and the
yeah. And like they don't have fake nails, but it's just like we're in a whole different world. The sky is the limit, and you can
Yes.
create your own paycheck. It's
Yes.
phenomenal.
And it's
So
like
how do
don't miss
we
out on it. If there is an older audience here at all, like you can be a part of this. Like, don't think it's just for the 12-year-olds, the 15-year-olds, the 20-year-olds. No, like learn how to do it. Like, watch what others are doing. I learned so many things by watching. Like, I would have never thought at this point, after being in business 4 or 5 years, the things that I've done, but it's because I watch other people. Success leaves clues. You can see what
right?
other people are doing and learn from them, even for free. There's so much free information available. Like just start watching and consuming
Hmm.
so that you can learn the skills that you need because you should be on TikTok no matter how old you are. You should be on Instagram no matter how old you are. Like you can do this. It's
Hmm.
really easy to figure out. It's not that complicated.
And I love it too, because you can be yourself. I mean, the woman or the demure person, from what I've
Yes.
researched, is actually a transgender. Like
Yes.
it's a man, it's
Yes.
actually a man that's like
Yes.
changing you to a woman. So it's like,
Yep.
and in my opinion, not the most attractive person to look at. Like I know that sounds rude, but it's like, should I delete that part? But let's just get real. If you're like, well, I'm not that pretty, or my lashes are falling out, or I'm too old, or I'm too this, like, you just be yourself.
That's it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't like
It does not, there's no excuses.
no, I come from the brand side in the influencer world. I have sought out, and I called them silver foxes. Like I was working for a skincare brand that wanted to target older women. I literally was looking for women with gray hair, so showing up as
Hmm.
natural as possible with wrinkles. Like those women might not think that they're anything special. They might have been intimidated to show up online because they're like, oh gosh,
Yes.
my hair is gray. I'm so wrinkly. I don't look like the other girls. But I was seeking them out and wanting to pay them thousands of dollars to promote this skincare line. So, yes, show up as you are. You'll have no idea who is looking for someone exactly like you because brands are targeting real people. You have to remember that at
Yeah.
the end of the day, they're targeting real people. The majority of people are not plastic polished, the image of
Barbies. Yeah.
perfection. They're not. The
They're not.
majority of humans look quite normal, just like you. So if you
Yeah.
show up like that, a brand will see you and be like, oh my gosh, you're so relatable for the audience that I'm trying to target.
Yeah. This is an incredible time to be alive. And I'm so grateful. I love the work you're doing and how you said like it's effortless, it's easy. So how can we work with you? I know you have a course. Tell us a little bit about where we can find that, what that's
Yes.
like.
Head to courses.ashleyslight.com, ASHLEYS, light like the light, LIGHT.com. This is a course that's going to show you the hows of it all, how to find brands to work with, how to find emails, how to email them, how to negotiate, follow up, set your rates, and deal with contracts all the way to getting paid.
Okay.
This is literally a boot camp in a box. So courses.ashleyslight.com for anyone that wants to dabble. This is perfect for you if you are a beginner. You've never done this, you don't know what to do. I've got you. I literally walk you through step by step through that whole thing.
Perfect. Well, of course, I'm going to ask for a brand deal. I'm going to be emailing you and be like, if anyone came from here, we will negotiate that. I've learned a few things. I've gotten more savvy in this video. So thank you, Ashley. This has been a real treasure. And where can we find you on your social media so we can kind of see the master? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, find me at influencer manager Ash on Instagram. TikTok is a hot mess. It's Ash underscore influencer manager. I had to start another account because TikTok is a world of its own. Some of you will think that you're shadow banned, et cetera, et cetera. I went through a whole thing where I was like, I don't think TikTok is showing my videos, so I started a new account. Don't think I recommend that, but that's what I did. So here we
What are
are.
you? What are you on Instagram? Influencer
Manager Ash.
manager, Ash. Okay, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
There you are. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. I'm your new subscriber. This will be fun. So thank you guys for watching. Watch the next video and just go out there and start creating content. Put in the comments content, or actually content equals currency. Put in the comments content equals currency. Content equals currency. That's what we're living in. Thank you, Ashley. So
Love
appreciate
that.
you.
Thank
Enjoy the
you.
next video. Bye.